Sorry, guys, had a little trouble with the screen there. Welcome to the Boiling Point Podcast. I am your host, JD. We are doing our live watch along with the West Shore School District School Board Meeting. This is not the some of the policy votes will not be tonight. I believe they are still supposed to be next month, but we are going to live stream the meeting anyway. So thank you for tuning in. It'll be live here in just a few moments. It should be live here any minute. So I'm going to bounce out. We may do a little bit of an after show tonight. I'm not sure yet. But I will leave you posted with tickers and stuff throughout the meeting. So stay tuned to that. And I'm going to step out. As I said, they should be starting any minute now. They'll be coming up and doing the pledge and stuff. So I'm going to hop out now ahead of time. Thank you for tuning in, and make sure you share it out.
The 18th Board of School Directors meeting. The West Shore School District is committed to fostering a secure and welcoming environment in our schools that encourages participation from students, parents, educators, staff, and our community. I call this meeting to order. After last week's meeting, we held an executive session, and again, prior to tonight's public meeting, an executive session took place where confidential personnel and student-related issues were discussed. Please take this moment to turn off or silence your cell phones and all other electronic devices to prevent any disruptions during the meeting. Dr. Argott?
Mr. Britton.
Here.
Mrs. Tierney.
Here.
Mr. Geiswhite.
Present.
Mrs. Davis.
Here.
Mrs. Brent.
Here.
Mr. Cambick.
Here.
Mrs. Thomas.
Here.
Mrs. Cox.
Present.
Mr. Trone.
Present.
9 members present.
Please stand for the national anthem performed by Redland High School senior Benjamin Rosenberger.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the rampart we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please remain standing after the Pledge of Allegiance for 30 seconds in tribute to our lost police officers in York County. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. They exited quickly. This evening's color guard. Are they,
Get him back here.
I don't think so. Can we?
We got security out there, don't we? You can get him.
Not, it's just,
You can't get away
like
like
we're so done. You thought you were done, didn't you?
Could the students of JROTC and Benjamin, would you please come up and give a quick introduction? Thank you.
Benjamin, we'll start with you. Welcome. Beautiful job. Beautiful.
Hi, my name's Ben. I'm a senior down at Redland, and I've been a singer for 4 years in our chamber singers.
Great job.
Very nice job, Benjamin.
Are you involved in any other music programs or just a chamber?
I am. I'm also in the wind ensemble down at Redland, as well as the musicals down at Redland. We actually just had a rehearsal today for our production going on in November, Guys and Dolls. Thank you.
What wind instrument do you play?
I play the trumpet.
Nice.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ben.
Thank you. This evening's color guard from Redland High School is comprised of Micah. Hi. Takafuji.
Yes.
Hi. Introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Micah Takafuji. I'm a junior at Redland, and I'm a LET 3 in JROTC.
Great.
Great. Thank you. Thanks for
Thank you,
coming out
Micah.
tonight. Cameron Butler. Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
You're welcome. You're familiar.
Yes, I was at the last board meeting.
It's more than okay. Well, it's good to see you.
No, Cameron joined us last year.
Thank you.
He was a Keystone Challenge Academy graduate, I guess is is that the right term?
Yes, sir.
Cadet for sure. Interestingly enough, yes, great story, and he's still doing great things up at Redland this year. A team of us is scheduled to go down for a visit and a tour next Friday down to Keystone Challenge Academy. So great program. Thank you.
I hope you like it.
Sure we will.
We're really proud of you.
Thank you.
We really are. Thank you. Dylan Lovejoy,
Hello.
welcome. What grade are you in?
I am a sophomore in Redland. This is my first year in JOTC.
Well, congratulations. Do you like it?
I do.
So you're a LET 1.
Yes, I am. Yep.
Great. Keep up the good work.
I do.
Thank you for coming in. Thank you. Jalen Angulo, welcome.
I'm a freshman in high school. I'm a LET 1. That's really it.
It's your whole bio, huh?
Yeah, basically. I mean, I play instruments too, so.
Nice. Well, thank you for coming in.
Yep.
I'm glad you're a part of this.
You're welcome.
Alexis Bowling,
Hello.
hi. Welcome.
I'm a sophomore and I'm a LET 1 at Redland High School.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I do. It's like really fun.
Is it really fun?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody? We're good?
No, congratulations. Thank you.
Thank
Nice
you for
job
being
tonight,
here.
everybody.
Yeah, thank you for being here. down. They're taking some pictures. Okay, recognition by the board. Employees of the summer quarter. Mr. Cambick.
The support employee of the summer quarter is Mrs. Kathy Books, District Applications Support Specialist. The Tech Department would like to nominate Kathy Books for Employee of the Quarter. She has been an integral in supporting the district through various areas of high need this year. She has been a key person in the implementation of our new student information system upgrade. The work and hours Kathy put in to make sure that the transition to the new upgrade was as seamless as possible was immense. We have had a great transition to the new system, largely due to the amount of work Kathy put in to ensure everyone was prepared and trained. She also was key with our 2 new hires in the tech department and ensuring that they are supported and onboarding with ease. She checks in on her fellow coworkers daily and strives to maintain a service-friendly environment. She is timely in her response to tickets and provides training to end users to ensure use of PowerSchool is seamless for all. Kathy worked with a new hire to prepare and deliver a training on site during induction. The session was well attended and she supported her coworker during the training, ensuring that all attendees felt seen and supported as they learned a new tool. Kathy is a wonderful person to work with and she helps our team gel. We are very appreciative of her countless hours of service and willingness to go above and beyond to provide our West Shore School District staff the support necessary to be successful in their classrooms and in schools. I don't believe Mrs. Books is here today. Okay. All right. So we have a nice certificate here for her, and I hope she gets better soon.
And employee of the summer quarter professional, Mrs. Cox.
Yes, I'm going to talk about the professional employee of the summer quarter, who is Miss Tamara Scribner, a school nurse at Old Trail and West Shore School District Health Services Department Head. Tamara Scribner's leadership, compassion, and tireless dedication to the West Shore School District have made an extraordinary impact on our students, staff, and families. Tamara is a shining example of leadership, compassion, and dedication, whose work continues to elevate our health services team and positively impact the entire district community. This summer, Tamara's leadership was nothing short of inspiring. She organized and led a health services summer academy that was both innovative and practical, blending technology-focused professional development with hands-on training that empowered our school nurses for success. She tirelessly crafted 7 iterations of health service staffing plans to meet shifting needs, ensuring that every school was prepared and supported. She went above and beyond by coordinating health coverage for summer programs like the extended school year and Title I Cool School, and even took time during her personal vacation to participate in school nurse interviews, demonstrating her unmatched commitment to students and staff. Additionally, she creatively designed a mentoring and induction program for the onboarding of 2 brand new nurses, in addition to 3 new nurses from last year and 1 more nurse who is on the horizon. She also ensured the timely submission of SHARS reporting information, championed the use of technology to support students with type 1 diabetes, and even conducted phone reference checks to help us efficiently move through the nurse interview process, each action reflecting her commitment to excellence, advocacy, and teamwork. She also played a vital role in supporting the district's efforts to comply with state immunization requirements, working to ensure consistency across all schools and providing clear guidance to staff and families. Tamara's contributions are far beyond the scope of her role. They represent her extraordinary passion for service and her unwavering dedication to the well-being of our students and staff. She has set a standard of excellence that truly embodies the spirit of West Shore School District, where relationships come first and learning always follows. I would now like to ask Mrs. Tamara Scribner to come forward for her certificate of recognition.
that?
Make sure my photo bomb.
Oh, yeah, I know. Stuff.
And if you are, make sure you're smiling.
Welcome, congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I just want to say thank you for the recognition. I'm excited to lead the health services team this school year. We have a lot of great nurses working for us, a lot of fresh faces this year. So I'm excited to be a part of that. And thank you so much for the recognition.
You're welcome. Thank you. Wait, okay, yep, you're good. Thank you. Next, we have student speakers. Redland High School senior Lewis Mickelson. Welcome.
Hello. Good evening. My name is Lewis Michelson. I'm a senior at Redland High School. Thank you for allowing me to take some time to come and talk to you all about the exceptional things that made my high school experience so amazing and allowed me to grow into the young adult that I am. Much of my high school career has revolved around my efforts of being a three-sport athlete all 4 years of high school. Being a part of as many sports as I can has allowed me to do tremendous things. I have built great relationships, learned valuable lessons, and most importantly, kept my schedule busy. In the fall, I focus on golf. I've had nothing but a great experience on the Redland golf team. I took up this sport to have a good time with my friends, and that's exactly what I got. From practices right after school to long drives to Mifflin County, this sport has been great. I have always been told that golf is a sport you can play forever. For this reason, being able to grow my skills and become better with each season I play, I'm extremely grateful. I'm hoping to continue my season through next Monday at the Mid-Penn qualifier. During the winter, I play basketball. The coaching staff at Redland is amazing. They have taught me much more than skills on a court. They have developed me into the person that I am today and instilled great qualities in me. I have learned the value of hard work, teammates, and coachability. I am also grateful for the community that Redland basketball has. Coach Mahaffey has connected all ages in a positive way, extending beyond the court into the community. Older players reach out to younger ones, even through simple greetings, forgoing bonds and making everyone feel included. I think that this is an amazing thing for our school and development of our athletic programs. I remember the days when I was a young athlete in the program, looking up to high school players, and now that I am that player, I hope that throughout my time at Redland, I was able to be a positive influence like many were for me. Moving to the spring, I played baseball. Baseball has been very positive for me. The trips that we go on have built strong memories and relationships with my teammates that I will remember forever. Coach Everett has always done whatever he can do to take the team to the next level, especially now that we have an amazing hitting facility. He opens the facility multiple times a week to help us players reach our greatest selves. Beyond sports, I have also been given the opportunity to participate in Patriots Helping Patriots. This program allowed me to leave school for a couple hours every Friday to interact with the students at Old Trail Intermediate. I found this program to help me grow relationships in the community that I had not had before. I had not only built a connection with the student that I helped, but the students around him as well. Furthermore, my academic journey has been exceptional as well. I am ranked number 4 in my class and have always striven to be at the top in academics. Redland has allowed me to take accelerated classes all 4 years to challenge myself. I started my career taking honors classes, then moved to APs, and have now been taking dual enrollment classes. My abilities to take these classes have allowed me to feel ready for success after high school. I'd also like to attribute much of my success to the outstanding teachers at Redland. I could go on about all the teachers I have encountered at Redland that have played a pivotal role in my journey, but that would take a while. Therefore, I would like to simply recognize 2. The first being Mrs. Walters, the gifted teacher. Although I was not part of the program, she allowed me to come to her room and receive help on anything I might need. She has been a great help in taking steps continuing my education in college. The second is Dr. J. Martin. I had Dr. J. Martin for a total of 4 classes. She has developed me into the writer that I am today. This skill is very important to me as I will use writing no matter what field I decide to head into. It would be easy to assume that academics and athletics have developed my identity and character, but there are many other contributing factors. Coach Rob Gilday has been a strong contributing factor. He has been there year-round, cheering me on from the sidelines while keeping things real for me at the same time. He is focused on what is best for you, which sometimes means putting the team aside. He is inspirational because I know how hard his situation is, but he still shows up for everyone else every day. His resilience has had a profound impact on me because I know I can navigate and survive any situation I am faced with, not only as I transition to college, but throughout the journey of life. He is one of the people that taught me that leaders are not the loudest ones, they are the ones that inspire. This resonated with me as I find myself to be a quiet leader. He is the epitome of selflessness and inspiration. My other contributing factor was the subject of an essay I wrote during my college composition 1 class. The essay reads, "There are excited, high-pitched noises emanating from a little boy holding hands with his companion, waving and squealing with excitement at every person that walks by. He appears to be no older than 10. Each kind wave is accompanied by a goofy smile. He tries to run from his companion, who holds on tightly and protectively. He receives strange and confused faces as his excitement grows. I begin to feel uncomfortable. I am embarrassed. That little boy is my brother and has had a profound impact on me. His name is Chase. He is nonverbal and has special needs. Considering his 4 foot, 78-pound appearance, it would be easy to assume that he is just a little boy. However, he is 16 years old. Chase runs to greet every person that he encounters because his kind personality just cannot resist. I think that Chase is the coolest person ever. Chase has taught me many things that he will never even know. Many situations are uncomfortable, but that's fine. I will value my loving connection with my brother more than any discomfort I may ever feel. This essay was written to display the impacts my brother has had on me. He is now a freshman at Redland, and I get to see him in passing. I couldn't be happier to be at the same school as him. To conclude, I would like to end by saying that I loved going to Redland. The teachers, students, coaches, counselors, and administrators have helped me greatly, and I could not have asked for more. I have developed skills and relationships that will last me a lifetime. Thank you for your time.
Is it LJ? Do you go by LJ or no?
Austin.
Austin.
Middle name. Yeah.
All right. Trying to keep up here.
Yeah, good.
You know what? This is going to probably be, it's going to be a little bit about you and maybe a little bit about mom sitting over there too, who's trying to record this. And something's going to come her direction here momentarily that she doesn't even know. First off, very proud of you. Thank you for sharing everything. What are you planning to do after school?
I plan on, my dream college would probably be Penn State, and I intend on majoring in finance.
Okay. You hoping to play any athletics when you go to college?
Probably nothing for a school team, maybe do intramurals or
Okay.
club.
I found it very interesting. You're a at least a 3-sport, right? I heard golf, basketball, and baseball.
Yeah.
And usually when I think about 3-sport athletes, those wouldn't be the 3 that I would necessarily pick and put together, but that's awesome. Looks like you're taking a number of college and high school courses and or AP courses. I'm sure that AP stats is not easy.
Yeah.
So on to some other things. So we have had the opportunity to see your older sister come through here. So I guess I want to take a little signal check. His older sister is Grace. Is she still off at college planning to be a special ed teacher? She is. Awesome. And then I got to tell everybody, because I do a poor job, I guess, of looking ahead here and seeing who's coming and things like that. But I was at Redland, I think it was earlier this week. And guess who I got a hug from? Chase.
Yeah.
They were playing Jeopardy in, I think it was not in Mrs. Ariola's room. In one of the rooms. I stopped in the room. He came over. He was having a great time, doing wonderful, pushing him to communicate. I have had the experience of knowing Chase ever since elementary school in various different settings, and now he's at Redland. That's awesome. And he seemed happy, and he seemed very much working on his communication issues. So, that was just a wonderful experience. I guess for mom, right? He is just the next one of some great kids that you're raising and that we're proud to have as part of our student body. So we don't often get this experience to say to you as parents sitting here tonight, we think you're doing a great job. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Then thank you for sending us good products, right? And supporting them. And I'm sure that they return that favor at home. I hope they do. So that's kind of it for me. I really appreciate hearing your story tonight. I love making the connection with your sister before you, you now, you making a mark, and then the mark that Chase is going to leave for us as well. So thank you.
Austin, if I can I just want to mention two things very briefly. One, I love to hear how the Patriots, helping Patriots, affected you. We heard last year a student who talked about how central his tutoring experience was, or mentoring experience, tutoring. I think it was tutoring, but it became more mentoring at New Cumberland. And I think I love that you take advantage of those opportunities. It sounds like it's just so significant, and I think it teaches us something to move beyond ourselves. The second, Austin, you wouldn't have seen it, but Mom was wiping tears. You made her very proud, because there's almost nothing more special than knowing that your kids, the siblings, care deeply for each other, and I know she's proud of your relationship with Chase. So thank you. You're doing a great job. Keep it up.
Mrs. Cox?
I just wanted to say something. And Mom, this will go to you too. I know what it's like to raise children that do 3 sports, but also maintain being 4th in your class. I mean, it says a lot about your character, your discipline, and your will to achieve, that intrinsic motivation that we try to instill on a lot of the students here at West Shore School District. Sometimes either you have it or you don't. But I just, congratulations and best wishes on your senior year.
Thank you.
And I'll be watching that basketball team.
I just have one final question. Who's your favorite golfer?
To be honest, I don't watch golf that much. I just play.
That's awesome, actually. I watch it, but okay.
Thank you.
Anything else? No, I was actually hoping Rory, because, anyone else? Thank you very much. Congratulations. And then we have Cedar Cliff High School senior John Hartman. Welcome, John.
Thank you. Good evening, members of the board, administrators, teachers, and community members. My name is John Harmon, and I am currently a senior at Cedar Cliff High School. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak tonight and share what my time at Cedar Cliff High School has meant to me. Over the past 4 years, I have grown in ways I never imagined when I first entered high school. One of the most impactful parts of my experience has been athletics. I've been fortunate enough to be a 4-year varsity soccer player, and this year I have the honor of serving as captain. That role has taught me how to lead, support my teammates, and set an example both on and off the field. I also played lacrosse during my freshman year, where I had the memorable chance to play alongside my brother, who was a senior. I will never forget my only assist of the season, a pass to him against Lower Dolphin. While our record that year was not the greatest, I still look back on those memories with joy. Sports have been more than just games for me. They have helped me build character, form lasting friendships, and represent my school with pride. Academically, I have challenged myself through AP courses and dual enrollment classes that have expanded my knowledge and prepared me for opportunities beyond the classroom. One of those opportunities was the chance to compete in the Pennsylvania High School Speech League competitions. I was fortunate enough to finish first place in the district tournament, and this afforded me the possibility to compete at states later that year at Bloomsburg University. I learned about the Pennsylvania High School Speech League through my college speech teacher, Miss Bolin. Without that class, I would have never found the joy of getting to talk to in front of people. It is dual enrollment classes like college speech that allow students like me to find out what they truly enjoy before getting to college. Another valuable opportunity in my academic journey was the experience to take what I learned in the classroom and apply it in a real-world setting, most notably during the Stanford summer session for high school students, which I attended this past summer. I spent 8 weeks living in the dorms and taking classes at one of the nation's top universities. While there, I had the unique opportunity to meet people from all over the world, while also learning to balance rigorous coursework with independence and responsibility. Beyond the classroom, I've been fortunate enough to take on leadership roles that shaped who I am. I serve as president of the French Club and president of the National Honor Society, where I've had the opportunity to work closely with my peers to give back to the community. I am also working towards completing my Eagle Scout project at Fairview Intermediate School, which has given me the chance to plan and lead a project that will provide a lasting benefit to younger students. I've also had opportunities to expand my perspective through travel. On a school trip to Costa Rica this past summer, I was able to experience a new culture firsthand. That trip showed me that the importance of being open to new experiences and prepared me to approach the future with curiosity and confidence. None of this would have been possible without the support and resources provided by our district, from dedicated teachers who go above and beyond to programs that allow students to explore their passions. I've always felt encouraged to strive for excellence. These opportunities have shaped who I am today, both as a student and as a person. As I look ahead to graduation and the next steps in my life, I plan to study biomedical engineering. I am excited about combining my love for science and problem solving with the chance to make a real difference in people's lives. I know I would not be sitting here today with the same confidence, goals, and achievements if it were not for the opportunities I have had in the West Shore School District. Thank you again for the chance to speak tonight and for all the work you do to ensure that students like me can succeed, grow, and prepare for the future.
John, it's nice to have you here tonight. Of course, I am familiar with your mother as well and some of your siblings. So it's nice to have you here tonight. My, how the time flies. You are the senior now. You mentioned about an Eagle Scout project.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit more about what your project is?
Yeah, so I'm going to be constructing a Gaga ball pit on the playground. They have a plastic one, but it breaks down a lot, and I guess that's a cause of a lot of frustrations and arguments on the playground. So hoping to build a more permanent structure. And then I'm also putting together raised beds that the school had already purchased, where they hope to use the compost that they have from the compost bins to grow plants and teach students about how plants grow.
Are the raised beds the ones, I want to say like on the back side of the building, the ones that are already there, are those the ones you're talking about where the outdoor classroom is, or are you talking about some others?
I think the containers that are out there are the composting bins, but the raised beds will go very close to that.
Okay. Just to comment on the Gaga pit, we met with our parent group on Tuesday night, and one of the Fairview parents was commenting positively on the playground area because last year they spent much of the year without that playground area mulched and finalized and ready to go. There was a lot of concrete play area last year. So the kids are very excited about that, and parents commented on it. So I'm sure that a more permanent, better Gaga pit structure is going to be well received by kids and by everyone over there. Thank you so much.
John, I've used that Gaga pit. I've played Gaga at the Fairview Gaga pit. I'm confident. If you don't know, Gaga is a phenomenal game. We should all try it. It's a fantastic game. And I know they'll appreciate that pit. And listen, I've known of you since you were a freshman and your folks. It's great to see the success you've had. Love that you're leading the soccer team and your academic success. Everybody knows how strong you are there. So keep up the good work. Can't wait to continue to hear about the amazing things you do.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming this evening. Great to see you. Could you expound a little bit on your experience with Mrs. Bolin at all and how she's influenced you?
Yeah, so I took a college speech last year because I'm not really a big English guy, and so I figured I'd try something new. And so while I was taking it, I learned a lot about public speaking. I obviously had experiences in other classes, but never a sole class to really work on refining a speech and getting to talk in front of people. And so as the semester went on, I was doing well in the class, and then she offered me the opportunity to do the Pennsylvania High School Speech League. And so there were two seniors who have graduated now, Jackson Kane and Eloise Billis, who both had done it before. And so I kind of grouped in with them and did very well at districts and had the opportunity to go to states. Fortunately, I didn't do too well at states, but the experience was amazing, and hopefully I plan to repeat it this year.
Mrs. Bolin's a good friend of mine, and she introduced me to Jackson at graduation this year, and what a rock star he is. And He's going to have great things. I'm lending him any of my thoughts I can on politics as he moves on and becomes president someday or whatever. But I'm glad to see Mrs. Boland's really pumping out some rock stars. So best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Just very quickly, John, you said something that resonates with me as a teacher. And you said, I tried something new. And I cannot tell you how refreshing that is to hear from a student. And it's taking a risk. It's not a physical risk or whatnot, but putting yourself in a position where you may have been uncomfortable to start. And we don't grow unless we're made to feel uncomfortable. I like to say being perpetually comfortable is not normal. So I'm just so proud to hear a student that, whether or not it hurt or helped your GPA, or whether or not it looks good on a transcript or a resume, or you're doing it because you think that's what colleges want, to hear a young person say, I wanted to try something new, is so rewarding for the teacher in me. So thank you for just that comment. It means a lot to me.
Thank you.
John, as an old Boy Scout leader, I've been through a lot of Eagle Scout projects. I've spent a lot of weekends in the woods, dragging pieces of wood up and down, doing walkways and stuff. I had 3 of my sons that got Eagles, and they put a lot of work into it. It's the paperwork afterwards. So hopefully have you started your project yet?
Yes, I'm planning to get it signed off by council, hopefully next week.
Okay.
And hopefully it's planned out and done by November-ish, and then get all the paperwork done and signed off.
And you turn 18?
December 1st.
December 1st.
I got time.
Yeah, they give you a little. That's what we all say. But it's the paperwork that really, and that's the thing. And it's amazing when I saw my sons, and I've seen my other scouts who've done this. What college have you applied for colleges?
I've not applied yet, but I plan to apply to Stanford early action, and hopefully I get in. I don't know. We'll see.
One of the things I've seen in interviews when they're interviewing the students, bring up the Eagle Project. You'd be amazed how many people, being at Stanford, you got engineers too there, how many have done Eagle projects, because those of us who've been through them, it's admirable that as a young person can plan this. Well, first identify the need, plan it out, probably had to raise money for it too, and then follow up with all the paperwork. I know Mr. Gusway would appreciate that, being an engineer himself. That's his life every day. He does that. So congratulations. I used to teach engineering. So you're going biomed.
Yes.
That's a fantastic field to be in. I'm gonna go, and you're going out to Stanford and look out there.
Yeah, I was there this summer, so I had a nice view.
Beautiful campus out there. I mean, I'm sure you fell in love with it as soon as you got there.
Yeah, I can't beat the weather.
No. Well, best of luck, John.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Congratulations. Good luck.
Thank you.
Are there any shout outs this evening? Mr. Brinton.
Yes, I have a couple shout outs this evening. My first one is to the Redland first-year football head coach, Jamie Thomas, who has this year's team off to a 4-0 start. The team returns to West Shore Stadium tomorrow evening, and it takes on the Northern Polar Bears. It will also serve as Military Appreciation Night with free admission for all active duty and veterans with military ID. These service members are invited to join the Spirit Line on the field prior to the game. If interested in participating, they should please arrive by 6:15. My second one goes out from America 250 PA, the state's commission charged with celebrating our country's 250th anniversary is now accepting applications for its semi-quincentennial scholarship program. The organization plans to award $250,000 in scholarships, $10,000 each to 25 deserving students attending PA colleges and universities in the 26-27 academic year. A dozen of the 25 scholarships will go to students attending a Pennsylvania community college. My third one is, as part of the passing of H.R. 1, better known as the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, Teachers will now be able to deduct 100% of their unreimbursed classroom expense starting in January of 2026. As we know, oftentimes our teachers reach into their own pockets to provide supplies for their students. This common sense change removes those previous cap of $300. And fourth, yesterday we celebrated Constitution Day here in America. As President Reagan said, almost all the world's constitutions are documents in which governments tell the people what their privileges are. Our Constitution is a document in which we, the people, tell the government what it is allowed to do. Strong civics education in our K through 12 schools is essential to preserving American democracy. Civics isn't just another subject. When students learn how government works, the rights and responsibilities of citizenship, and the value of civil debate, they are better prepared to participate thoughtfully in our communities. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else have any shout outs? Mr. Trump.
Thank you, Mrs. President. I'll be brief and in a complete 180, I'm going to be very careful with my words rather than loosey-goosey. I guess it's too soon for that joke. I wanted to give a shout out. It's on the personnel, but I think it's just really important. We have 43 teachers in the past year that have earned their master's degrees or advanced degrees, and one that has a doctorate. And I just hope that that shows our commitment to modeling the importance of lifelong learning. So oftentimes us teachers are very humble folk. Celebrate yourselves. That's a awesome accomplishment. So congratulations to the teachers.
Dr. Schultz.
Thank you, Mrs. President. Since last week, the district's administrative team awarded September's Administrative Council Recognition Certificates to staff members. This designation is presented to employees who demonstrate exceptional leadership, teamwork, innovation, and dedication to supporting our students, staff, and families. Congratulations go out to Megan Beamer, Karen Irwood, Lindsay Gottwald, Kelly Geisweit, Katie Kaufman, Doug Knepp, Dana Lewis-Humphrey, Julianne Miles, Stevie Rudy, Heidi Stupka, and Jennifer Wharton. The team also recognized Crown Trophy and Fine Art Photo for their support of district initiatives. We thank them and all staff members for their efforts so far this school year. Our District Voice Committee, that is the District Voice, is PTO representatives mainly from all of the buildings, meet with myself, Mr. Gay, and other members of the admin team. We met this week and for the first time in the 25-26 school year. I'd like to share some of their shout outs. We give them the opportunity to shout out folks and things that they find particularly good. One member shared their appreciation for Miss Daniel, bus driver on bus 63 at Fairview, for her spirit and commitment to her students. Another thanked staff at Red Mill, specifically Miss Gibson in the front office and Mr. Marshall, who is an assistant principal both at Fishing Creek and Red Mill this year, for their hard work. One of Fishing Creek's representatives noted how the district handled 9/11 instruction last week, especially as many students in the district were not yet born in 2001. A representative from Cedar Cliff thanked their administration's freshman camp ahead of the school year, as freshmen coming in from Allen and New Cumberland middle schools prepared to come into the Cedar Cliff community. Redland staff was praised for their back to school night at the end of August and their persistence in ensuring all students and family members were prepared for the year. And finally, the representative from Washington Heights provided positive comments for Dean Reed, who is the IME at that building, for his early performance in a new role this year and his interactions with students and families. Thank you.
I have a shout out to Dr. Argott from Mr. Lloyd. I know. Dr. Argott assisted a parent who came to the meeting last week by explaining that the public comment segment is different than the business item segment. And he wasn't able to stay through the entire meeting to get to the last part. His part was a general item, and but he said that you were very patient and you don't remember this?
I appreciate the shout out, but I think it was probably Mr. Long.
Okay, so I have an email from him saying, please thank Dr. Argott for me. So Braden, All this is about you. He couldn't say enough nice things about you. Sorry.
That's okay. I was thinking a different Mr. Lloyd.
And he wanted me to give Dr. Argot a shout out on your behalf, apparently. And he said you were very kind, patient, and helpful. So thank you, Braden. We know that about Braden, though. Okay, recognition of the public. Public comment provides an opportunity for our community to address the board. Each speaker will be allotted 4 minutes. The board will listen to comments from individuals who have filled out a blue form. To maintain order and respect throughout the evening, I ask everyone present to conduct themselves respectfully and to show consideration for those who are speaking. First, we have an opportunity for students to speak on business items. Dr. Argot.
We have no students this evening.
Okay. And now public comments for business items.
We have 3 comments that came in electronically really for last week's meeting, but they came in too late to be included in last week. So I'd like to summarize those. Katrin DeWalt wants to make sure the district does not have pornographic materials in the library. Kat Custis opposes changes to Board Policy 109 as proposed for September 11th. And Katie Leib asked the board to restore common sense as it relates to Policy 109. And then we have one person in person for a business item.
Okay. Heather Keller. Welcome, Heather. How are you? Okay, how are you? Good, thanks.
I know that the policy committee especially is probably tired of me looking at the policies, so I ask for their indulgence. I know that I've recently taken, because I apparently needed a new hobby on top of my other ones of reading and research, but I've kind of taken it upon myself to learn more about the district's policies and what, like, just for myself really. But in looking at the agenda for August 14th, I noticed that the copy of the written memorandum for the conflict of interest wasn't attached. And I did talk with Dr. Argot about that. And just, I noticed, and he kindly informed me that it wasn't the practice to attach those normally, but he does have them on record. So I was just wondering if perhaps in the future for anyone, whenever there is that, that it could be attached. Just a thought, not singling anybody out for anybody really on the board if there was one, if it could be attached to future board minutes when they're being voted on as a business item. Thank you.
Thank you. And number 4, the minutes. You have the meetings from August 14th, 2025 and August 21, 2025 board meetings before you. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Do we have any discussion? This will be conducted as a roll call vote. All members will be recorded as voting in favor unless otherwise noted. Motion passes 9-0. The treasurer's report, Mrs. Boone.
Thank you. The treasurer's report for the month of August 2025 is attached for your review and approval.
So moved.
Thank you. Second, do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? Okay. This will be conducted as a roll call vote. All members will be recorded as voting in favor unless otherwise noted. The motion passes 9-0. Communications. Board reports. We have a transportation update. Mr. Sanders.
We actually have Mrs. Rupp here this evening to provide the transportation update
Great.
for the board.
We'll go back. Board reports. Not be on your sheet. Yes, on your sheet.
Hello.
Well, there it is.
Okay, I guess we will start with our staffing with our new contractor, Roar. I was able to talk with them today and see where we are as far as what is in the pipeline and coming down with drivers that are in training. We are still open 7 routes at this point without permanent drivers. So we have 6 people that are in the pipeline coming down. What that means is they are somewhere in the training process on being able to get their CDL. So we have like 1 in classroom right now that is going through the classroom training. We have 2 other ones that are actually applying for their permits. And we have 2 other ones they said that are actually getting ready to start taking their written test. We have 1 that is scheduled very soon to be taking their road test. So that would be, that's where we are as far as staffing on our bus routes. As far as the communication piece, I would just like to say that we have had lots of backlog in communication as far as messages, emails, trying to get to them as quickly as we can. We were able to develop a transportation email that is now a email address that is on our website, and you can get that on our website under transportation. Any emails that are sent into that email, we have 4 of us working out of that actual email. So 4 of us on the team, and today it is actually current. So I believe it's current, and we have answered and responded to all messages that have been sent into that email address. As far as more updates, we have been currently updating our routes. We are still looking at all of our routes that have been late, and looking at our timing issues. So we're still updating multiple routes, looking where we can make better efficiencies, and make better time. We have had, in the last couple of weeks, we have been trying to do a process where we are doing all of the updating throughout the week, and Thursdays are our days that we end up taking all the work that we have done prior and getting that information printed and sent out to our drivers on Thursdays, with the hopes that all these changes would start on Fridays. After having multiple discussions and talking this over this week, we are actually going to move forward with changing that a little bit. We are still going to be printing for our drivers all the updates and the new additions and all the changes, and putting a call out and updating our Power School by Friday, but our new starts will not start until Mondays. This is in hopes that it will give the families time to have a little bit more time to prepare for the changes that are coming. And it also gives our drivers a little bit more time to know and prepare whether or not they have added stops or they have added direction on their routes. There was one other thing that I wanted to say about that. Trying to remember. I think I got all that together. I think that's right. So it's Thursdays, and then Fridays the calls will go out, and Mondays we will start that process. And that actually took place today. So we did print significant changes, and then they will start this Monday. The drivers received their changes today. I know what I wanted to say on that. If we have significant changes, if we have a major time change where it's a significant time, more than 10 to 15 minutes of a time change for parents, we are taking the initiative to specifically put calls out either to those individual vehicles or those bus routes to all the parents that are on that route, or we are personally calling and speaking to individual parents and letting them know of these significant changes if it's going to affect them in a in a major time frame. The other piece that I would say, we've had some wins. We were able to look at a few different routes that were getting into our elementary school significantly late, way later than what we wanted. And by looking at these routes and pulling apart some of the pieces, and all as we had to do was if we have the 3-tier system, if you understand the 3-tier system where our routes are going to 3 different levels of our schools with our intermediates in, we were able to flip-flop looking at those routes, 2 intermediate routes, and reconfigure the direction the bus was going to be able to now allow that bus to be going in the right direction to get to the elementary on time. We were able to do the one bus, we now was almost 33 minutes late, and they are down and getting to the school maybe like 12 minutes late, and the other one is not late at all getting to the elementary school. So we've had some wins walking through that piece of it. We have this week in a whole was able to, today when we did all of our updates, we updated 86 routes and handed out new updates and changes to start on Monday. This is less than what it has been in the last few weeks. We were averaging anywhere from 125 to 150 changes. So I feel like that number being 86 is, we're starting to get there. We're getting to where things are getting to be running more smoothly. So, and then the only other piece that I wanted to talk about was the non-pubs in the communication piece of that. I just wanted to make you aware, like there's 26 different schools that we are transporting to in our non-pubs over and beyond what we're doing in our own district. What we have to do is we have to actually build these routes. These students.
Mrs. Rupp,
Mhm.
how many? Can you repeat how many schools is that again?
26.
Thank you.
We have what this means is these are students all over our district that can be going to any one of these schools. We are taking all of these and building these routes and bringing these drivers into a meeting place where we meet at Hillside Elementary in the mornings so that we can transfer them to the main bus route that is going to get them to their prospective schools. And then we do all of this by also coordinating and looking at all their different time schedules because they all start at a different time. So it's very difficult to kind of manage all of that and be able to get them in a timely manner to Hillside and then get them to their schools where they need to go and manage that time frame as well. We still have some work to do on these non-pubs. The non-pubs is an area that this year we didn't have, that's where our holes were. That's where we did not have the drivers. We didn't have the full driver in those positions. So they were being subbed out multiple different days since school started. We still have some gaps that we need to fill. They are open runs, but we have had solid subs on them right now in the last couple of days. We just have to get creative because we are continuing to get more enrollments for these schools. And then we have to go back and figure out how to adjust these routes to make it work. So again, we had a lot going on with our non-pubs when we started school. And we worked very hard. Probably, weeks ago, we were trying to develop these routes and make them more efficient and make them better as far as timing. We were able to do all the updating last Thursday and Friday and get our drivers those updates, and they started these new routes on Monday, this past Monday. We had some hiccups in the beginning. We had some missed stops. We had, you know, times all over the place in starting these new routes. But here being Thursday, it's starting to smooth out. We're not hearing as much as what was going on. The drivers are used to the routes. We haven't had much feedback or anything from the non-pub schools. We were in constant contact. I was in constant contact, and Mrs. Dormuth with our non-pub schools, trying to keep communication open as to where these buses were, why the lateness, and so forth as the last couple of weeks. But knock on wood, it has been getting much better this week. So I'm really hoping that that's a good place to be right now. But we're still working on them and trying to make them better. And we're in hopes that all of these staffing and the drivers that are in the pipeline coming down, we're hoping that we can fill those gaps for our non-pubs. And as far as the only other thing that I would touch on would probably be the technology. We are working, trying to do enhancements in programming for getting the technology on the buses. We have had meetings with it. We had one today, just walking through, trying to see where we're at and what our timeline is going to be to be able to implement this so that we can make the communication better for everyone in the community, our drivers. Right now, we are, you know, sometimes we're relying, our best communication sometimes is coming from the driver, and it doesn't always come to us quick enough. In hopes that when we can get to the technology piece, it's going to improve. I think that's all I have tonight. Anything?
Yeah, I think so. Go ahead, Heidi.
Dr. Stoltz, are we allowed questions? Thank you so much for coming in tonight. Has the school district always had this many non-public runs? Okay. So what do you feel like the biggest hiccup was then? If we've always done this, what happened this year?
I think if I could answer, it was all in the timing. We had a lot going on as far as bringing in a new contractor. We were implementing our new route finder system, and until we got all the information that we needed from our non-pubs and our rosters from them on who needed transportation, by the time we were able to get to that point, we were already probably 2 months behind in what we would be on a normal year. So being able to put them routes together, we got the routes together. Our issue then was we were bringing in a new contractor. They were trying to get the lay of the land. They were trying to understand what was before them, and we ended up not having drivers to fill those spots. So when that happened, what we were trying to do is we were trying to take routes, and we were trying to make sure that we didn't miss students and we didn't miss giving them transportation. So what we were only able to do was to put routes and combine them together to try to run them, which made them run very late. It wasn't ideal, but we tried to keep the communication open, and we tried to communicate that to our non-pub schools so that we could keep communication out to our parents as well. And as we kept going, we were able to make it better. And then once we were able to go in and actually have the time and rework all those routes to make them more efficient and get the kids where they needed to be, and also be able to do the timing for the schools, it took us up until this past Monday when we started the new routing system.
Is the school district offering reimbursement? I know last year they had talks of that for parents that were driving their kids to school. Was that something just special last year? No?
I don't think we did that,
Oh,
other
okay.
than in very, very unique circumstances where there would be something specialized. Did we do that? Where we essentially contracted with a parent individually.
And how are our bus drivers doing with all these changes? Are they feel like they're being supported, or how many people quit?
I think they're now they're doing well. You know, they had a lot of frustration in the beginning because it was stressful. But a shout out to those drivers. They were amazing. They were able to, talk through the frustration. What can I do to help? They're always willing to come in and help and do what they need to do. So I feel like the tension has eased now that we were able to get this new process started on Monday. Knowing that we have tweaks to do here and there, and there might be some benefit to looking at our ridership as well, because a lot of the students aren't riding. So it's something that we can come back and look at, which is a subject that we've been talking with our non-pubs, and they have been very open to communicating and trying to talk to the parents and asking them, do you really need AM transportation? Do you need both AM and PM? So we're trying to really get the true answer so that we can make those changes and maybe make it even better. But the drivers they've been wonderful.
And we go like 75 miles, right? Our school district encompass.
It's about 78 square miles.
Yeah. Okay. So just so people know, it is a lot. It's a big area. So thank you so much. Mr. K.
If I can compliment what she was saying about the drivers, really from the beginning, our staff, I hear it most from our special education staff, who have been ecstatic from the beginning of Roar's relationship with here, starting with ESY. That was our first big complicated program, and their reports of drivers being helpful, being friendly, being supportive, solving problems. And I think it really speaks to their job satisfaction. They're happy with how things are going. And, it's a difficult, stressful job. We've acknowledged that. When they feel they're treated right, they can keep composure in difficult circumstances. To credit the transportation team, they have made programmatic, very intentional efforts to be cognizant of the challenge of bus drivers and to respect their needs. So for instance, we do a once a week upload to new routes, because we know last year we really taxed drivers when they were getting new routes daily, right? So this has been hey, I need you in most circumstance. We'll do a weekly. There are exceptions to that, but in general, we update routes once a week. And that is to respect the drivers, their need to be able to see the route, preview the route, practice run the route when there's changes to it, become familiar with those new stops, become familiar with those new kids, figure that out. I think that's an effort, a program. And listen, I'll be the first to say, my team pushes on that, right? My team pushes on that because I don't want that delay, but I also recognize we need to have the delay to respect the driver, especially drivers are new to the routes. We have new drivers new to West Shore School District who aren't as familiar with our communities, and they're trying to figure that out. So kudos to them for really taking measures to support drivers.
Am I to understand that you send it out to Schoology on Thursday? Is that right? Any updates, or does it go out Friday?
Power School.
Power School
Power,
on
okay.
Fridays. We're going to be doing the updates now on Fridays.
And then the parents are going to be expected to be prepared for Monday morning.
Correct.
These are generally new. These are like new enrollments or people we've worked through. Not the circumstance.
This is something that I was pretty active in the discussion this week about, because what we have been doing is we were running an update, giving the update to the driver on a Thursday. On the Thursday night import and update to Power School. And then the change was becoming effective tomorrow on Friday. And so for a driver, they were getting less than 24 hours notice on that change. And it's one thing if you say there's already 10 kids at a stop and I just added one more. It's a whole nother thing when you say, but the route has changed. The other piece is it's on the parent side and saying, a parent will get a notification that Power School has been updated and they should check that. But that quick turnaround of, okay, but if that changed by 5 minutes, the pickup time or the drop off time changed by 5 minutes, it's probably not a big deal. If it was 30 minutes, it's a pretty big deal, right? So the reason that we talked about a Monday and the sequencing of that is important. And that's the part that, Mr. Sanders reminded me of in that we have to do the updating has to be done in such a way so that Power School always has the most accurate information. Because if you run the update and then you say, but we'll run the update tomorrow, but we won't start it until till next Monday. The problem is if a secretary or someone goes looking for that kid in the afternoon, they're looking at what's in Power School and that needs to be accurate for where the kid is. So the goal was to give some ease both on the parent side and on the driver side. I'll give you an example of one this week that we were on. There was a bus that is required to do a turnaround. That is not that's not favorable necessarily, but you can't always get. We have very remote areas of the district where you have to do a turnaround and do that. And if you're curious about where this is off of Lisburn, down by Sawmill, that area, McCormick, etc. And we were actually able to reroute that and get that actually so there is no turnaround any longer. So that's how we got to this conversation. We wanted the driver to have as much opportunity to know what that change was going to be. Think about that for a day. And we're also actually sending out a trainer or someone from office staff to go out there to make sure that the driver is fully aware of how that route is supposed to be run. And it also gives the parents 3 days or 4 days to prepare for that. Now, we had already been in contact with that family directly, but also as part of some of those changes, 2 students were being picked up. I think in the afternoon they were being dropped door side, but or vice versa. In the morning they were not being picked up door side. What I mean by door side is when the bus stops, the door is on the right and they get right in their lane versus the bus stops and now students have to cross traffic. When we can do door side, we try to do door side all the time. We can't always do that. But in this particular case, there were 2 kids who were going to now that was going to change. And it was actually going to change as a positive for them that they were going to be picked up door side both times. And it was going to change their pickup. I think you told me by about 11 minutes.
Yes.
We called that set of families, because I think it's 2 families, to say, you're going to see a time change. And in this case, here's the positive benefit. You're actually going to get picked up door side both times. So we had a number of those wins this week, I think, in solving a lot of these unique transportation exception requests. But that's a further explanation of why that timing is, in some ways, it's very narrow, and how it gets updated in the computer system so that there's no confusion with accurate information for people who rely on it. And at the same time, there's a bit of a, and we want to turn those changes around quickly because people are waiting for, if it's the case of a new assignment, they're waiting for transportation to start for their child. And we want to be, we want to be quick in doing that. So I hope that's helpful.
The one comment that I would just want to acknowledge is that I can speak for myself. I think other board members are experiencing the same thing, but the feedback from the parents is that there's not communication, like nobody picks up the phone and nobody gets back to an email. And it's not 1 or 10 families, it's like a significant. And I don't know how that's going to be remedied, except that if everybody just emails the same email address, as you said that you just made, um, you have 4 people addressing those emails instead of
Yes.
whatever it was before.
Yes.
I think that's important for parents to know.
Yes.
That's it for me.
Okay. I was just going to comment. I think we're making some progress on that this week in terms of the number of transportation exception requests that are being processed and the number of contacts that are being made. We understand that there are people who have not had a response or received a response in a reasonable time frame, and I think we have taken actionable steps this week to correct that and address that.
Mr. Brinton.
Thank you for coming tonight. As somebody who worked for the General Assembly for 17 years and was on the phone with people who were frustrated with government, I understand the feeling that you get. One of the responsibilities as a board member that I take very seriously is oversight for parents and taxpayers. Sometimes I'm the only person they have to talk to, so I take that responsibility very important. One question first, and then I have 2 comments. For the non-pub schools, are we using mostly vans or buses with regard to those students? I wouldn't think some of the schools probably have too many kids going to.
We're using mostly buses,
Oh,
but we were able to put on 2 vans to help us in our afternoon transport home from some of the schools because we had a very low number of students.
And just one last comment: communication. I think that's very important. I think when there's a breakdown in communication, that's when misunderstandings can happen, both from the standard of us as board members as well as parents. I'm not a parent, but I can imagine if my kid was running late or whatever and didn't know where they were. So again, just thank you for what you're doing. Just to understand this position that we're in when sometimes we advocate for parents who are a little bit upset with maybe what happened. So thank you again.
I think that's it.
All right.
Thank you for coming. We really appreciate your
Thank you,
your
Wendy.
perspective. And now we have board reports. Are there any board reports this evening? Mr. Brinton.
Yes, as chairman of the finance committee, we met last Thursday and had a meeting with regard to what transpired at our committee meeting. Mrs. Boone presented the monthly reports and updated us on the finances of the district. Mrs. Boone also provided the committee with an update on the state budget and how it may impact our finances. Due to our current general fund balance, we should be good into at least December or January. So hopefully it won't be too much longer before we get a state budget. Also at the committee, a discussion was had regarding capital projects, the process and timing of them, and how we will end up financing them. There was discussion on coordination with the facilities committee, as well as the administration, in continuing to move forward with the agreed to projects from the board, such as the natatorium, Allen Middle School, Redland Fields project. With that in mind, Mrs. Boone was tasked with putting together budget options for the natatorium. So that is my report with regard to the finance committee.
I have a board report.
Does anybody have any questions? Thank you.
Mrs. Thomas?
The policy committee met August 21st, and we also met today. This is from August. The committee began reviewing the edits that were made by administration from the direction that was given in July's meeting. There was some typos and punctuation corrected by committee members. Mrs. Tierney expressed her concern with the citation of the law in one area where it did not make sense. Dr. Stoltz was able to figure out a better citation for the statement. The 2/3 committee vote. Dr. Stoltz also suggested some changes in wording and placement to help the policy flow better. The committee agreed that the policy, as well as board policy 815.1, artificial intelligence, is ready to move on for an information item on the board agenda for 821 meeting, and the public comments were moved to the beginning of the board meeting since the meeting ran out of time. Thank you.
Madam President, excuse me, Facilities Committee meeting. We have Facilities Committee meeting on the 10th. We had Allen Middle School update from Mr. Sanders. They're working through permitting process with PennDOT, which is always a fun thing to do. PennDOT reject their proposal for an asymmetrical widening of Gettysburg Road. Instead, they want it even on both sides, which then has made us have to move telephone poles, which should be a cost of an extra $250,000 approximately. And geotechnical work is starting soon after it gets approved by the board to determine what the underlying rocks are on the site. Natatorium update, moving forward with the designs using alternate and different air capture systems. As you remember, we talked about ones that were on the bench and others that were in the gutter. Redland campus improvement update, infiltration testing is being done. Wetland consultants provide determination if any on-site identified or adjacent wetlands are impacted by the proposed disturbance. The final stormwater management. Engineers are working on cut and fill to balance the site, trying to make sure that no soil leaves the site and no extra soil has to go in the site. Is that correct, Mr. Sanders? I got that right? Okay. Because the whole idea, if you're moving more dirt out or moving more dirt in, then it's a different permitting. Intermediate schools closeout. Both projects have site contracts on hold. We're working on notice of termination for stormwater management controls. Apparently, some plants have grown in our stormwater basins that weren't supposed to be there. Mr. Sanders blamed a squirrel, maybe, that a tree started to grow that wasn't supposed to be there, and some other plants that didn't take are going to be replaced. Dr. Stolz did bring up that we have another round of grant applications coming in, or due by, what was last Friday?
Yeah, that was my due date.
Okay.
It will be submitted. I believe Monday is the actual due date, but I did my homework assignment and got it to the grant writer.
Excellent. And immediate areas for funding would be the turf project and the natatorium, if I'm correct. The district is looking to get some grant money to improve the corridor by Ross Moyne for foot traffic. This is a joint venture between the district and Lower Allen Township. We did have a parent speak on agenda item. Mr. Chance came in, was talking about the natatorium. That's all I have.
Thank you. Mrs. Tierney.
I just want to report on a board visit that Mr. Cambick and myself were with Ms. Erickson, Dr. Stoltz, and Mr. Gay at Allen Middle School on the 17th. And it's a small but mighty staff at Allen. We're down to 240 students there at the moment, as planned for the transition period. And the board visit was really impressive. That staff, they exude excitement and hope during a time of uncertainty. And I found that to be very impressive. Both Mr. Pfeiffer and Ms. Howard, is that correct? Yeah. Joined us, and it was wonderful to hear from them about the future and the status now at Allen, but also in discussions about transition in the future. A couple highlights that teachers featured were student council is up and running. Their yearbook program is exceptional for a middle school, and the leadership is very excited about it. So they were talking about what all they're able to do with 2 new cameras, and they're very inventive. They apply for grants through the foundation. They make good use of that. And as a result, they're going to be featured at this year's foundation gala. And it'll be really exciting to see the student work that has come out of foundation dollars going to that. They talked about Read 180 curriculum and how they felt they're really enjoying it and found it to be excellent. They talked about the Quest program and some recent changes to it. And it demonstrated to me something that I went to a tiny little school district, and you had one building, one set of groups, of classes, age group classes. And that is not us. We're a large district with a lot of different resources. And at that meeting, I got to hear how all of the resources in the district cooperated in a manner to come together to meet a need. And it was really impressive. So it's what I always assumed and hoped would happen in the district, but it was a specific example to watch it happen and to hear the willingness of educators in different buildings to get together behind a need. I enjoyed that very much. We have 240 students at Allen, and we finished the meeting talking a bit about what is being considered for the transition going forward, with nothing definite, but just listening to the teachers and them understanding some of the things being considered. I found it to be, Allen's just really exciting. For a school that has physical needs, it's got a spirit that is quite remarkable. And I welcome anybody else that was at that visit to comment.
Yeah, to piggyback on what Mrs. Tierney said, there's a lot of positivity, and with, hopefully it doesn't rain and the roof leaks or anything like that. But as we walked around with Dr. Stoltz and Mr. Gay, and it's just dropping by the classrooms, there's a lot of great positive energy there. And they're just looking forward to seeing what the future is going to bring, and just want to know as soon as we can to tell them what's going to happen, when it's going to happen.
Sorry about that. Is that it for everybody for the board reports? Okay. Brendan's sending me a message on my phone. Hold on one second. Next up, we have business items. I have to roll through these a little bit. Okay. A reminder to please remain quiet as the board deliberates and takes care of meeting business. Personnel, Mrs. Davis.
Thank you, Madam President. I move that we approve the following personnel agenda items, item 7A1 through item 7A9.
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Do we have any discussion? Okay, this will be conducted as a roll call vote. All members will be recorded as voting in favor unless otherwise noted. Motion passes 9-0.
We hired a number of new staff, both professional and support this evening. And I've heard there is one person here that is a new hire. And you have sat through a long portion already.
Welcome. Congratulations.
Hi.
Hi.
Familiar face. Liz Hill, French teacher. Former French teacher. It was a little strange to see reason for vacancy myself, being replaced by myself. And I just want to take an opportunity to extend my sincere gratitude and appreciation for the privilege and the opportunity to return to West Shore and to return in this split role with French and with ELD. I sincerely appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Welcome back. We welcome everybody else who's been hired as well, and we wish you the best.
Next, 7B, bills for approval. Mrs. Boone.
Thank you. The check register for the period of August 19th through September 14th, 2025, in the amount of $8,510,676.96 is attached for your review and approval.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? This will be conducted as a roll call vote. All members will be recorded as voting in favor unless otherwise noted. Motion passes 9-0. 7C, staff attendance at professional meetings. Mr. Gay.
Thank you. Staff members have requested leave to attend the professional activities at times and locations listed on the document that you have. The administration recommends the Board of School Directors approves the request for staff attendance at professional meetings.
Second.
Do we have any discussion?
I have a question.
Yes,
Mr.
ma'am.
Gate, what does CCEF, what national conference, what is that?
Give me 1 second. I'll pull it up. That's the name of the conference. You have an attached document that gives you some more information. Give me 1 second. Oh, I think we have an old link. I will get that information to get the name of it, but it's my social workers conference.
Thank you.
Yep.
Anything further? Okay. This will be conducted as a roll call vote. All members will be recorded as voting in favor unless otherwise noted. Motion passes 9-0.
Madam President, I move that we take 7D, 7E, and 7F together.
Do we have any discussion on West Shore Percussion, West Shore Color Guard, and West Shore Music Departments going to other locations?
Mr. Gay, is this costing the district anything?
There could be substitute costs. Outside of that, I believe all other funds are paid for by students through fundraising or by student cost. But we will have some substitute costs.
The two going to Ohio, that's color indoor guard, correct?
That there's a percussion and a indoor guard for that. They're two separate things, two different competitions, I believe.
Okay.
And then the next one, the Orlando is next year's Florida trip.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Dave wants to ask a question.
Mr. Brinton,
I'd just like to add on to Mr. Cambick. It sounds like both of these activities are going to be great for our students. So, I mean, I'd love to be in the Disney parade as well. So more power to them.
And if you get a chance to read the description, the opportunities the kids have, I did it as a kid. I was a drummer. I got to do it. It's really, especially for kids who are pursuing music, there's some really cool opportunities to learn and to play in a public setting there.
I just wanted to make it to Hershey to the state wrestling championships.
okay. This will be conducted as a roll call vote. All members will be recorded as voting in favor unless otherwise noted. Motion passes 9-0. Next, we have the Docio lease agreement. Mr. Gay.
Thank you very much. The district currently leases its multi-function building copiers from Dacio through a lease that was board approved in 2022 with an addendum in 2024. We're making efforts to create some efficiencies by closing our in-house print shop, which has leased equipment through a different company through Marco. Dacio has agreed to pay toward the buyout of the current print shop equipment lease. The district will add additional copiers and add-ons to schools to enhance their printing capabilities. The lease will extend the terms of all original copiers and add an additional 16 copiers throughout the district. The administration recommends the Board of School Directors approves the 5-year lease agreement through Dacio as attached pending solicitor approval. And I think that's the clean version.
Okay. Mr. Gay?
Yes.
So being a longtime employee, we would send any kind of large projects, like the student handbook, I was looking at the calendar over here. Where is that being done?
Thank you. That's a great question. We have we've established a relationship with Messiah Press. They've been a good partner for us so far. We've been trying them out, seeing how they do with certain types of kind of more technical jobs, anything that needs glue, that multicolor type stuff. I think Mr. Long has an arrangement for things like the calendar. I think we don't use Messiah for that.
Hold on 1 second. Can we just have a motion and a second so we
So
can have
moved.
this discussion?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh,
Okay,
we forgot
carry
that.
on.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Yeah, the color documents like the calendar handbook, the points of pride, those kinds of things are going to a printer, an outside printer,
Mhm.
not Messiah Press. That's
Okay.
it's often ream printing, but not always them, but it's an outside printer.
But things that are used like posters and things that are glued, tablet type things,
Mhm.
will be, and we've been doing it already. We'll be using Messiah Press. We've been able to check their capacity. They serve another school district in the area, and they've been a good partner for us. To pick up and delivery, it's pretty helpful.
And you see this as in the long run, saving us money.
Yeah, and I believe Mr. Vogelsong has approximated savings over the course of the 5 years. And this is really, it became an opportunity when a staff member unexpectedly resigned, and we started thinking, what are we going to do in the long term when
Mhm.
that position, when that person vacated the position. So we saw some opportunity, to probably save some money, shift some resources, and we strive to be financially responsible. So
Yeah.
that's
And it's probably a lot quieter down the hall.
one of the things we'll do is, we'll move that machinery will be moved out of there, and we'll determine how to best use that space.
All right, thank you for the information.
Mr. Brinton.
Just to follow up on Mr. Cambick, from the board notes, and as chairman of the finance committee, it's always music to my ears when it looks like, because of this new lease, that our anticipated savings could be anywhere from $75,000 to $125,000 a year. So that's always music to my ears. So thank you for all those who worked on saving the taxpayers' money and getting a better contract out of it. Thank you.
We would be remiss if we didn't thank Mr. Vogelsong. He has been working on this for months, running projections, working with different organizations, Messiah, certainly Dacio, certainly Marco. He has worked really hard on this on top of other responsibilities. So he's the one who figured a way out for us to save those kind of funds and to do this.
If there's no further discussion. Okay, this will be conducted as a roll call vote. All members will be recorded as voting in favor unless otherwise noted. Motion passes 9-0.
And Madam President, I'd like to I move that we take 7H and 7I together.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? Mr. Sanders, hold on one second. Do we have any questions or discussion for Mr. Sanders? We have Allen Middle School geotechnical testing and intergovernmental agency agreements. Okay, this will be conducted as a roll call vote. All members will be recorded as voting in favor unless otherwise noted. Motion passes 9-0. Okay, the next up is information items, recognition. Oh, okay, we're good. Okay, great. Recognition of the public, general items. Public comment provides an opportunity for community members to share their insights and feedback with the board. Each speaker is allocated 4 minutes to present their remarks, and the board will listen to all comments. Any questions raised will be addressed following adjournment, at which time the superintendent may respond, provided further research is not required. We kindly request that all attendees demonstrate respect for speakers and refrain from disrupting the proceedings. Comments should be directed to the board collectively rather than to an individual member, and we ask that speakers avoid addressing other members of the audience directly. At the end of public comment period, pending any further business, this meeting shall be adjourned. But in order to give us just a few minutes to collect our things and then walk into the audience so that we can have discussion with board members and the community who's here. Okay. Dr. Argot.
We have no electronic and we have no student.
Public. Okay. Andrew Bowman.
I'll just keep this brief. I was going to say it's after the policy meeting, but I wanted a few minutes to think about it for a little bit. Just glad that that's going to legal counsel. That's all.
Thank you, Andrew.
8 seconds. It's the fastest one.
Dan Davis.
Good evening. I wanted to just express a thank you to Mr. Geiswhite. He made us aware of a flight thing that was going on with the Young Eagles. Is that correct? My 3 boys have never flown in a plane. So another pilot who was also Brian took them on about a half-hour flight. They went down, saw Doc's place at Silver Lake, and they were telling me they saw a friend's house, went all the way down over Northern High School down towards Boiling Springs area and back, and they just had the time of their life and really enjoyed it. So thank you, Mr. Geiswhite.
You're very welcome.
The only other comment that I'd like to make, I put on there about buses. So if you're going down Old Forge, if you guys are familiar with it there, and there's an old cemetery up there, and you turn onto Old Stage, and it just drops. Because I live on Old Stage. So I was dropping down there today, actually, in my truck and trailer, which is, and depending on what hitch I have on, I'll drag my trailer going down that hill. And there was a full-size bus coming the other way to go up that hill. My daughter almost got sideswiped pulling, because you can't see this road's turning that way and this road's turning that way. Now, I don't know that the bus went up that hill. I don't know if they do or they don't, because I was probably 100 yards down onto Old Stage when it passed me, but there's really nowhere to turn around. And the other thing that happened just today, I was up near where they're putting in the new sheets up the road from Feggers. You guys are familiar with that? I think that's Simpson Ferry Road. There's a little development back in behind there. There's just a couple roads that hook. And I was working back in there today and coming out, and there's a auto repair place right there. And there's 2 buses, I've seen them because I've been working there a couple days, 2 buses come and drop kids off down that road. And as I was pulling out, I think the first bus was coming in behind me. So I went out, was coming out by that auto repair place. And there was a bus in the driveway of the auto repair place backing out. So I stopped, and they backed into the alley, turned on their lights, dropped the kid off, and then pulled back out onto the road. It just, I don't know what their route was, but it just seems strange to me that buses have been, in my opinion, driving in weird places lately. Twice today that I saw that I was just like, I don't know if that's the best place for a full-size bus to be turning around. But just that was my thank Mr. Geiswhite, and that I saw those 2 instances today, and just wanted to bring them up. So thank you.
Thank you. Gabrielle Perkins. Welcome.
Stephen Miller, White House Deputy Chief of Staff for Policy and Homeland Security Advisor, had this to say in light of the assassination of Charlie Kirk. And I believe it applies to policy and curriculum considerations and the possible influence of some in the room tonight or possibly watching. The quote states, "There is an ideology that has been steadily growing in this country which hates everything that is good, righteous, and beautiful, and celebrates everything that is warped, twisted, and depraved. It is an ideology at war with family and nature. It is envious, malicious, and soulless. It is an ideology that looks upon the perfect family with bitter rage while embracing the serial criminal with tender warmth. Its adherents organize constantly to tear down and destroy every mark of grace and beauty while lifting up everything monstrous and foul. It is an ideology that leads always, inevitably, and willfully, as we saw last week, to violence. Violence against those who uphold order, who uphold truth, faith, who uphold family, who uphold all that is noble and virtuous in this world, as we saw just yesterday. It is an ideology whose one unifying thread is the insatiable thirst for destruction. We see the workings of this ideology in every posting online cheering the evil assassination that cruelly robbed this nation of one of its greatest men. Postings from those in positions of institutional authority, and I would add influence, including educators, healthcare workers, therapists, government employees, reveling in the vile and the sinister with the most chilling glee. The fate of millions depends upon the defeat of this wicked ideology, and I think that starts here. The fate of our children, our society, our civilization hinges on it. Now we devote ourselves with love and unyielding determination to finish the indispensable work to which Charlie bravely devoted his life and gave his last measure of devotion. That's the end of that quote. As a friend of mine so eloquently wrote just after Charlie's murder, Christians don't share the gospel from hate, but from love. Our beliefs are from the Bible, which is God's words, not our own. We are just the vessels God uses to share that word. Our sharing is not hate speech, but love speech, so your eyes can be open to God's love and truth. We don't want you to stay in your sin, but be freed from it so you can have better lives and one day live in heaven for eternity. Please open your hearts to hear what God is saying to us all. Turn to him, believe he is the one who died for you and took on all our sins on the cross and rose on the third day and is living in heaven waiting for us. Oh, we must turn from our sins. He is waiting for you with his grace to forgive and opens his arms to love. It's the end of that quote. The Bible is the story of a loving God who created a world and people to have a relationship with him. And as our creator, he knows what is best for us and laid that out very clearly. As you read it, you will see that over and over people wanted their own way and constantly rejected him and his ways. And in his love and grace and mercy, he tried everything under the sun to get us back on the right track. He finally came himself, sacrificed himself for our sins, and rose again. No one else can claim that. But I digress. Our forefathers from the very beginning all recognized that the Bible tells us how best to live with one another. That is why our Declaration and Constitution, and thank you for the mention about Constitution Day, have so many of its principles ingrained in it. George Washington said in 3 separate messages: 1, you do well to learn above all the religion of Jesus Christ. Secondly, religion, morality, and knowledge being necessary to good government and the happiness of mankind, schools and the means of education shall forever be encouraged, which, by the way, was a condition of a territory actually becoming a state. And finally, of all the dispositions and habits which lead to political prosperity, religion and morality are indispensable supports. So, if we lose those, our nation will be in danger of crumbling and failing. I wonder if that might be the goal. It bears some thought. Benjamin Rush, known as the father of public schools under the Constitution, said that religion is the only foundation for a useful education. Charles Carroll said, without morals, a republic cannot subsist any length of time. They, therefore, who are decrying the Christian religion are undermining the solid foundation of morals, the best security for the duration of free governments. Let me say that again. Those
Well,
who decry the Christian...
Well, you're out of time.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I appreciate it. Thank you. We have one more comment, but this was submitted late, so I can't allow the comment to happen in here, or the rest of my life will be miserable for the rest of the meetings. But I'm going to come out and I'm going to talk with you specifically. I'm afraid that it doesn't fall on the group; it falls on me, and I know that I know what's going to happen. I get it.
It's going to be worth it to hear it. It's going to be worth it to hear it. It's 4 minutes. 4 minutes.
I can't set the precedent. I'm hearing about it already. Okay. There being no further business.
Okay. Oh, sorry, Mariana. I did add you to the stage and then. Okay. That was another quick ending to their meetings as usual. Great speaker at the end. They ended with a great speaker. Mariana, you're muted.
She was excellent and she was speaking truth.
100%. 100%. It was great to see some people out there, from our side, even though it wasn't like some of the normal parents that show up. It was great to see people show up. That was really, I was really glad to see that. And I don't know, I can only take a guess at who submitted the comment late or whatever, because there were some of our biggest fans were sitting there in the second row. So I can only assume it had to have been one of them.
Had to be, because I'll tell you this. I have to stand with Miss Brent and her decision in not to read the comment or allow the comment, because the moment that you allow it, all the other meetings, okay, they're going to be demanding the same right, because they are a
100%.
bunch of entitled little brats.
Yeah,
They
100%.
feel that the rules is for one group of people, but not for them, as you were able to hear the back and forth.
Yep, 100%. I couldn't agree with that more. That's exactly, and I do agree with her. I don't know who made the comment, if it was from someone from our side or someone from their side, but it doesn't matter if if it's against policy and it was submitted late. That's just the way it is.
Correct.
You start making exceptions, and then we've seen what happens as soon as you give an inch to some people, they start taking a
They
mile,
take
and then
2
that's
yards.
yeah,
Mhm.
and then they just keep taking and taking and taking. So next month is going to be the policy vote or the library vote. That's what they're voting on now, right? The library next month.
That is correct. They had to tweak up some of the language, and they had to double check because when you read the original, if you ever want to read it, I do have it. There was a lot of redundancy. So it was basically, scaling down some of that redundancy. Now, are we expecting it to be a clown show? Yes, because the word has already gotten out there, okay, to the left, that they are to come out, and I think they're going to be dressing in the same color, and they're going to be making a lot of noise. Okay. And of course,
Yeah.
Abigail, like always, she is the puppet master, which we already know. She's the one that sends the notices out to the libtards, and they will be out there protesting and shaking the little finger. Expect to see Terry Mickle shaking her little finger, threatening them with lawsuits if you, pass this policy. Okay, so
Yeah.
that lets you know that this
Yeah.
candidate, okay, for Region 2, Terry Mickles, she's running against Kelly. That lets you know where she's at, guys. She's about grooming the children, about pushing her woke agendas, about the education industrial complex. If you see the people that endorse her, they are teaching her and have taught her, and she's learned it quite well, that if a conservative parent speaks out or a Christian parent speaks out, in reference to common sense policies, they are extremists and they must be silenced. And that is, if you saw the June meeting that I posted on
Yes.
the boiling point again this morning, okay, you can hear her own words. Okay, so
Yep. Yes,
yeah.
we're going to be sharing more of those clips leading up to the election, and we are going to try and get Kelly Brent on again to come on an episode. And anybody else who's running, is there anybody else running for the school district right now?
No, because the only other region in which we were hoping to have gotten candidates is Region 1, is where I'm at. Okay. And those seats, well, they're going uncontested. So you have
Okay.
Beaker, which we call Chris Campbell, we call him Beaker. Beaker is going to be safe in his seat. And then we have Abigail Attorney 2.0, which is Mary Dankowski, who used to be a principal, and to my understanding and the information that I have been able to, obtain by people who know her. She used to be a principal. I guess her school district passed a policy by the ILC, Independence Law Center. She had a fit, and well, she's a principal no more, shall we say. And she is an Abigail Attorney 2.0.
Lovely. Yeah, that's fantastic. Now, and of course, Terry Mickle's running for Kelly's seat. And of course, West Shore School District, if you lose Kelly, then you might as well just pack up your kids, move out the school district, or at least put them in a different kind of school, because your public school system will be finished. Because honestly, the government will likely take it over, because they'll likely implement policies that the current president of our United States will not allow in schools. And you know what happens when you start doing that? Then federal government, state government, they start coming in and taking over school districts.
And yeah, the
So,
thing is, it's funny you say that, because the administration is bucking up against the executive orders of Trump. They're saying that his executive order is not law. So there's a big battle right now going on in the West Shore School District, because they want to do what they want to do. And it's
yeah,
based on administration, most definitely. And what Jonathan said is absolutely correct, guys. If Kelly loses that seat, I will highly encourage everybody, and I will create a list for you of not only Christian schools that can afford or can offer you tuition assistance for your kids, but get them into a Christian school, a private school, a Catholic school if you're Catholic, homeschool if you can, cyber school if you can,
yeah,
but get them out of the West Shore School District. And the thing is, when it comes to cyber school, do not take them to the cyber school that the district will recommend for you, because what happens is this: if you use the one that they're recommending, they're still getting paid, they're still getting your tax dollars. You
yeah,
want to remove them to the private one, the cyber school of your choice, because the money has to follow the child. child. And if you want more information about that, you can definitely speak. I'm sure that she will be happy to speak about it. Sandra Gonzalez. Sandra Gonzalez knows about cyber schools because she had her own kids in cyber schools. Okay, so because
Yeah.
if she loses that seat, we're toast. Every good thing that they push forward and have been trying to push forward, it's going to be reverted back.
Yep. Absolutely. That's definitely one of the most important ones that we were going to try and have Kelly on again. And the same with Northern. Next Tuesday is the Northern School Board. I missed this past Tuesday. My apologies. I was not feeling well. But this next Tuesday here, if I can bring the date up, after the Northern School Board meeting, the 23rd, I'm going to be having on someone who's running for school board. He's not on the school board yet, but he's running for school board. And I want to say something else to anybody who's running for school board or currently is sitting on an active school board slot. Just because you hold public office does not mean that you can't go on a show or a private podcast or anything like that. That does not forbid you. It's not, oh, well, I'm in a public seat, I can't do that. I don't know if you've noticed, but the president goes to things all the time. President Obama and others have appeared on late night shows. It's not as soon as you're publicly elected, that's it. That's not the way it is. So, because I had somebody, I've had some people who say that they don't want to come on if they get elected, and that doesn't make any sense to me. Just because you're elected doesn't mean you shouldn't be able to come on. You still can come on. Kelly has come on several episodes since she's been elected, and it's not against the rules. It's not illegal. So if you don't want to, of course you don't have to. But I'm saying you don't tell me that you can't come on, because that's a load of BS. Just say you'd rather not come on or whatever. I'd respect that more than you trying to tell me something that's not true and that I know is not true. And anybody running, no matter what side you're on, you're more than welcome to come on. And of course, if you are from the left side or whatever, you better be prepared to defend your position. Because you're not just going to get to come on and say whatever you want. Nobody, even from our side, we hold the people that we have on accountable, and we want answers from them when they come on. So nobody gets a free pass on the Boiling Point podcast, but you're welcome to come on and talk about it. So next week, do we know what the date is next month for the meeting then, when they're actually doing it, Mariana?
I do not, but I will be looking into it tonight. I will be posting it on our Facebook pages tonight, so that everybody can get ready. And I do encourage everybody for this particular one with the library policy, come out, make a presence, let your voice be heard. Come out. Let your voice be heard, and we need your presence, because they're going to come out in numbers, and they do need to know that we are supporting them, and like they did with the boys and girls sports, come out and let your voice be heard, because this one is very important. Okay. As I don't know if you heard in last week's meeting, you can challenge a book. We do have a form at the West Shore School District to challenge a book. However, the problem is that the way that policy was written, that book will remain in the library up to 6 months, which is half of the school year. Okay.
Yep.
Until they decide if they want to remove it. And the way they do it, unlike Northern, that makes it very simple. Okay. The way they do it, you have to read all these books and write them a book report.
Yep.
Okay. So they make it very difficult. I mean, people work, you know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yep.
I still did it. I read a lot of those books, and I felt like I had to, rinse my eyes out with Clorox, but I still did it, and I submitted it. Okay.
It's garbage. It's garbage. Like I said, it very much, a lot of these books, it reminds me a lot of when I was working with the Pennsylvania Predator Hunters, and I had to read the chat logs before we would do the review show so that I could know what I'm talking about, of course. And after the first or second one, Mariana, I thought to myself, do I really want to keep doing this? Because this is some track. Like this is like the kind of sludge that if you trudge in long enough, it can change you. You know what I mean? Correct. So, and this is the same exact kind of stuff that's in the schools right now, and it's for kids, and that's even more damaging than someone like you or I reading it. At least we have, like a psyche built up where we're not going to be influenced just by a single story or a single article or a single book or something like that. But even with us, if it's something we did day in and day out, reading this smut, it can change you.
It definitely can. I mean, it's corrupting their morals, and there are laws against it. That's the whole thing about this, that there are laws against this, and we have presented those laws to the administration many times, but they do not care. Okay. Try pushing those books in the corner. I would challenge somebody, get those books, stand in the corner on a Saturday morning, in the middle of, I don't know, a busy intersection where people go shopping, and try to give those books to the parents to see how many parents will actually accept them.
Yeah,
Okay, and who
absolutely.
is gonna call the cops on you because they think that you're nuts? It's smut. There's no other word for it. It's smut. It's disgusting. Has no educational value. But yet we have candidates like Terry Mickles fighting to keep them in the school. Are like, really? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding
Yeah.
me? You're violating the law, and they have no respect for the law.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and West Shore is not going to get away with it, continue to get away with it for much longer, which is why we're here, continually reporting on them and, having the cameras on them and stuff. They changed the policy. There's one more thing I want to talk about before we get into a couple other things here quick. It looks like they changed the policy again. Last week or last month, the board was responding in real time after a speaker spoke if they wanted to. This week she was saying that they were going to speak after the meeting, or was it just
Well,
because one person that had the comment late? Is that maybe I was confused about the situation?
no, what happens is when the meeting ends, if the board has anything to discuss or Todd Stokes feel that he has to correct a comment that was made because it's making him look bad, he wants to, make the parent look like a liar, because that's really what happens behind there. He will make a comment to the parent, but again, what they're trying to do is silence the parents, the administration, and this was, like I told you before, Brian Geisweiss brain fart. They want to silence the parents. The parents can't have the last word, so he can make whatever comment he wants. Now, in reference to the board speaking to the public, they, after the meeting is done, they come forward into where the public is at, and greet everybody and say hello. And some parents may pull them aside to ask a question, things of that
Yeah.
nature. Okay, so yeah, but yeah, this thing about administration or a board member getting the last word, that's crap. That's a way
Yep.
of trying to silence the parents. That goes against the constitutional right, because listen, you're going to tell me something after the meeting and think I'm going to shut up, think twice, because I'm going to reply right back to you.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
and you can cut
And
off the mic. I'll bring my own mic.
yeah, and I want to point out that any parent is more than happy to come on the Boiling Point podcast. We do the post shows sometimes. You can get right on your phone. All you need is a phone. I'll send you a link. You can come right in the studio with your phone and talk about it. So that way the parents will always get the last word. So if you're a parent and you want to make sure you have the last word, then reach out to us and we'd be happy to have you on. So you can always send me a Facebook message. Send the page a Facebook message while we're live. Leave a comment, and I will get you a link. You know what I mean? Just take a moment and get a hold of me, and we can get you on immediately. So now there's a couple other things before we wrap up that I want to talk about. Okay, where am I at? Okay, yes. Of course, here is evidence of the bribery by Adam Trong. This is the evidence of him reaching out to another board member. That's why it's attempted bribery. The board member did not succumb. This is Adam Trong sending a message to. I'm sorry, who was it? He's sending a message to here.
To David Brenton.
David Brenton.
Yes.
And of course, if the evidence itself, which is plain as day right here, if that's not enough, here is the admittance of guilt. Okay, so as always, we're going to continue to show this. Okay, we're going to continue to show the evidence and the admission of guilt on every single episode of the Boiling Point podcast that is relevant, and maybe even on some episodes that it's not necessarily relevant. But we're going to keep doing this until something is done. I don't care. I'm tired of this. Oh, well, now we're past it. Sweep it under the rug. That's how we ended up in this mess in the first place.
Correct.
So the evidence, the admittance of guilt. I don't understand why action hasn't been done. I'm not in the loop. I'm not in the circle. I don't serve on the school board. I've never served in public office. So I'm not going to speculate as to why something hasn't been done. As just somebody who's reporting on it, I think it's preposterous at this point that something more hasn't been done. But that's the way it is, and we'll keep doing it, and we'll keep reporting on it until something is actually done about it.
The issue is this. In order for them to do something, this has been reported to the correct agencies. Now, I'm not going to say that the agencies are ignoring this. No, they're not. Okay. But it's a process, okay, to get to the resolution of it. It's like they say the wheel of justice is slow. Now,
Yeah, and I
the
can
other
understand.
thing, but
Yeah,
the
go
other
ahead.
thing is this, okay? Why haven't the board done anything? Because there is no policy
Yeah, they have no
in the
policy
West
for
Shore School
bribery.
District, exactly. Oh, and for what how to handle the misconduct of a school board member.
Yep. So
So
that's two.
what I would encourage them to do is, sit down and come up with a policy. Sit down with the lawyers, and come up with a policy as to how to handle this, so that in a situation like this in the future,
Yeah.
okay, it will be easier for them to remove or censure that board member. Okay, so
Yeah.
if there's no policy, there's no guideline as to how to go about it. So again, it comes down to we have we the people have contacted the correct agencies, and there has been some response. Okay,
Yeah.
but the wheel of justice sometimes moves slowly. Doesn't mean that eventually he's not gonna get what's coming to him.
No, no, absolutely not. And I understand that, yes, and I understand that you have a little bit more information like on that, but I'm still, as the media, reporting on this, even if the right people have the information, in my opinion, in my very humble opinion, as host of the Boiling Point podcast and creator of this media company, and my extremely very small and humble opinion, this is still preposterous. The evidence is plain as day. It's black and white. You can't get any more slam dunk than that. I'm sorry. You have the crime and you have the admittance of it. There is no, I'm sorry, I don't care. All that legal mumbo jumbo crap that people try and throw in there. I'm not concerned with that. I'm going to continue to represent the people. I don't think the people give a crap about the legal mumbo jumbo and about how slow the wheels of justice turn. In my opinion, with the information that's plain as day, I don't see how something hasn't been done even legally. I get why the school board hasn't done anything, because they don't have policy. And believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, in the school board, if there's not policy, they can't actually do anything because there's no policy written on it. And the West Shore School District does not have these policies. And I as crazy as that is, you can't. That's just bureaucracy. That's just the way bureaucracy is. So without policy, they can't do anything.
In all honesty, he should have not even been allowed to run, because listen,
No.
this is a man that has doxed people, my family included. Okay, has joined these political activist group. Okay, pushing the woke agenda.
Yep.
Has no problem, okay, in doxing, not only doxing, but in bribing, okay, a school board member, has publicly lied about Mrs. Brent, and then in one of his posts, which I do have, he's apologizing because she never said that, or there's no evidence that she went to this warehouse. But for months and weeks he was promoting this. Okay. So this is somebody that has no integrity at all.
Nope.
At all, not a shred of integrity, has no moral compass at all. Okay, and obviously has no conscience at all, because the things that he does is actually deplorable, reprehensible, okay, outright disgusting. So this is somebody that should have not been allowed to run. Okay, but because he's pushing their agenda, okay, they pushed them through. Okay, so I made it very clear. I made it very clear who Adam Trone was from the moment that he was running.
Yep. Some people just can't be.
And then you ask yourself, what's wrong with the people?
Yeah, some people just can't.
You have to
can't get the inspiration. Mariana, I think you might have frozen up. We have been having some problems with Mariana and StreamYard.
It just can't be anybody. It just can't be anybody. You have to scrutinize who these people are. I mean, happening with this woman, Terry Mickle. Everybody's rallying around her, but that is a snake. That is a snake in the grass. And she's going to wind up destroying the West Shore School District and wind up destroying your child. Okay, you guys need to wake up and really see what you're doing. Who are no more? I think we lost Jonathan there. Okay, here, hello, Jonathan, you're back.
Yes, I am here. Yes, we were having a
And
big
yes,
lag.
this is, what Terry Mickle stands for. She can deny it all she wants.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. That's why I just
She
had
can
the
deny
visual up.
all or everything, everything as much as she wants. But these are the things, yeah, these are the things that she supports. These are the things that she supports. Okay, LGBTQ agendas. We're seeing it now because she's made the mistake, okay, of opening mouth and inserting foot and admitting it. Okay, she wanted men and women sports. I saw her on primary day. Okay, not being able to defend her stance, on this, and she made herself look like a fool. She supports transgender
Yeah.
bathrooms. She's against parental choice. We saw that in the June meeting that I posted on the boiling point for people to hear it from her own mouth. She wants the smut in the library. Okay, people, you need to wake up your eyes. And you know what? And the thing is, let's get back to Charlie Kirk. Okay, Charlie Kirk died, because they couldn't silence him, because he was just having simple dialogue with people. He was having common sense, dialogue with people. And then they decide, to eliminate him. And, guys, all of us that speak out, all of us, we have a target on our back and we know it, okay? Because we're living in an insane world. Okay. But what I'm saying is because we know that time can be short, not only for us Christians that believe in the rapture, okay, but time can be short for any of us. Because I'm sure he didn't wake up that morning thinking, okay, well, this is the day that I'm going to meet my creator. So every precious moment that we have, yes, spend it with your family, tell them that you love them, but you know what? Keep proclaiming the truth and keep fighting the battle. Keep fighting the battle because we are fighting for the future generation. You're fighting not only for your children, but for your grandchildren and your great grandchildren. Okay. If we stop fighting now, okay, what is their future going to be? And this was a brave man, and he knew he had a target, but he still stand by his moral compass, by his morals, by his values. It's a great loss to our community, but we must continue to move forward. We must continue this battle, and we must continue using our voices.
Yes, absolutely, Mariana. And yes, Charlie Kirk. It was very nice that person came on and spoke about Charlie Kirk. That was the best, the highlight of the whole meeting, and I think I'm glad that the school board got to hear it. And of course, our thoughts and prayers from the Boiling Point podcast are with Charlie Kirk's family and those who knew him best. We are going to do likely another episode or some more coverage on Charlie Kirk and his life and what happened to him. We did one episode already. It was just about the facts, more about the facts and how what happened, how it's going to ripple and how it's going to affect America moving forward. Mariana did a short episode about it as well, and we are going to do more coverage on it. But we are going to wait until we have more information and more facts, because I'll tell you what, Mariana, there's a lot of things swirling around about this, and it's really hard to figure out what is real, what is just rumor, what is just, a conspiracy theory. Like there is just so much swirling around about this. And I don't want to get bogged down with all the controversy and all the conspiracy theories. So we are going to wait a little bit and hold off until we can get some more information and more facts before
And I
we do
agree.
another episode. Go ahead.
I agree with you, Jonathan. I definitely agree with you. There's a lot of theories, a lot of conspiracy, a lot of things, but it doesn't change one fact. It doesn't change one fact that this happened because of the condition of our society.
Oh yeah.
Because for lack of moral compass of our society,
Oh
and
yeah.
because one group, okay, are bent on getting their way,
Yes.
at any cost. Okay.
Yeah.
There is no negotiating with these people. There is no, speaking to these people. There is no, coming to an agreement with these people. They want what they want, what they want when they want it. Period.
Yep.
Okay, they will shout you down, they will cancel you, and they will, take you out like they did, with Mr. Kirk. Okay,
Yeah.
so again, people, whatever the story behind this is, I have my own, ideas of it, and I won't say it until we really find out what really happened. But it's just showing you, the evil that
Yeah.
we as a society are facing. And this is why I keep telling the church, are you going to continue to stay in the cave, be complacent, sing your 3 songs, or are you going to do what God has called us to do? Be a light on the hill, be the
Yep.
salt of the earth, and then, go into battle. The church needs to wake up, because
Yep. Absolutely.
if you stop being the salt, okay, the world corrupts. And this is what we're seeing. We're seeing a world corrupting, and the church is just singing, soon and very soon we're gonna see the king. Go home, put the Bible on the TV, see the TV for the rest of the week, pick up the Bible on Sunday. We can't be that complacent. We can't be that complacent, and we have to use our voices, because God will hold us responsible for what we did not do.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really, you can't really be a Christian anymore and just kind of stay silent and say, oh, well, I'm a Christian and I believe in God, but I'm just going to keep to myself in my own house and just go to church. You can't, we're sorry, we're in the end times. If you're really reading your Bible, go read about what you're supposed to be doing in the end times, because, and actually, at no point in time when you are a believer are you just supposed to stay in your home, stay to yourself, only go to church, and then that's it. No, you're called to spread the gospel.
Correct.
Okay. So if you're a Christian and you're not spreading the gospel, then I don't know what you're doing, because that's what you were called to do. And this is the most important time to be doing that or not. And that also goes to, I say share us out all the time, hit the reaction button, leave a comment. I say that all the time. And it's not because I want to, of course I want to succeed. And yes, I'd like the Boiling Point podcast to be able to sustain me one day, so that I don't have to go from paycheck to paycheck, so that I can actually, have a living. But beyond that, what would happen if, let's say, if everybody, the people that we do have watching, if they start turning us off too, if we're not getting any views, if we're not getting any shares, if we're not getting any reactions, if we're not growing, how long do you think I'm going to do this? How long do you think Mariana will do this? At some point, we all reach the end of our road, and neither one of us, Mariana nor myself, are actually making money from doing this on the Boiling Point podcast yet. We're not there yet. We're working towards it, but we're not there yet. So right now, we do need you, the viewers, to be sharing us out. We need you to be liking. We need you to be reacting. We need you to be commenting. We need that to reach other people. Because if we can't continue to grow, if we don't get support from those who do enjoy our content, then we won't find more people that enjoy our content. And eventually we'll just have to fold up. If we don't continue to grow, if we're not making a business, how are we to keep going? And that's with anything. I mean, even if my goal wasn't to eventually be able to sustain myself with this, if the views aren't growing, if we're not reaching the people we need to reach, why would I still keep doing it? And the only way I can do that is with the viewers' help. You have to share it out. You have to comment. You have to like. If you're not doing it, no one else is going to either. So please do that. And also take a moment. Can you believe, Mariana, that the Boiling Point podcast now, we're going into our 6th year now, right? Do you know we still don't have a Facebook rating because we haven't received enough reviews?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we still don't even have a
Okay.
Facebook rating. We haven't received enough reviews. So parents of the West Shore School District, if you appreciate what Mariana, Christy, Casey, Pastor Gavin, Ms. Pa, and myself, and our graphic artist, Robbie H., if you appreciate what we do, go to Facebook, leave us a review. Go to our Twitter feed, follow us. That's what we need. We need that from you, the viewers, or we won't be able to continue on. If we can't get some of the littler stuff from the viewers, then how are we to keep going? So please take a few extra moments, because I know how everybody's strapped for time. So take a few moments. You can have a review done on Facebook in less than 1 minute. You can have a review done. So take that 1 minute, give us a review. Take the 30 seconds and share out our podcasts. Take the 10 seconds and leave a comment. Take the 3 seconds and hit that reaction button. That's all it takes. A few seconds, a few minutes, and you have no idea. The algorithms on social media, that's all it takes. Those little things. If we had 10 people that reacted, commented, and shared most of our episodes, we could be reaching a lot more than we are right now. That's all it takes. It only takes a few people. So please share us
Well,
out. Go ahead.
and there is something I do want to say in reference to the podcast. Okay. Now, I've heard, a lot of positive things and I've heard a lot of negative things. Now, the main thing that I have heard is people saying, well, you guys are not Christians. You guys hate everybody. You guys, don't accept, certain group of people. And I've heard it all. Listen, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
You guys, this is the society that we live in today, have a problem with the definition of two words. Okay.
Yep.
The first one is truth, because you wouldn't know the definition of truth even if I give you a dictionary and hit you outside your head with it. Okay.
Yeah.
Because your version of truth is distorted. Okay. Truth has nothing to do with feelings. Truth has nothing
Yeah.
to do with opinions. Truth is factual, is scientific, let's call it mathematical, it's accurate, it's to the point. Now, the other word that you have a problem with is the word love. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Surprisingly.
Now, I hear a lot, well, God is love and you have no love. I'm like, yes, God is love. You're right. But people also tend to forget that God is love, but God is also a consuming fire, which means
Yeah.
that he will not tolerate sin. And there's going to come a point in which he's going to say, enough is enough. Okay.
Yep.
Now, because we love you, okay, it's the reason why we speak the truth to you. This has nothing to
Yep.
do with hate. This has
No.
to do everything with love. First of all, we're hoping to break you out of your delusion. But
Yep.
secondly, we hope that you understand the love of Christ, how valuable you really are. Okay.
Yep.
And if you turn to him, how he can turn your life around and you can live a productive, happy life. Because let's face it, a lot of these people that accuse us of this are miserable inside. Misery loves company.
Oh, yeah.
Love your neighbor as you love yourself. You can't love your neighbor if you don't have love for self. What's the
Yep.
biggest evidence that you don't have any love for yourself? That you are on a destructive pattern, on a destructive path. Okay. So
Yep.
we do this out of love. And sometimes love is harsh. Okay.
Yeah.
Love has to speak truth. And truth
Yeah.
is not the easiest thing to hear. Like the Bible says, as iron sharpens iron. That's how one friend sharpens the other. Have you seen how iron sharpens iron? They hit each other. Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Hits each other
We've used
until
that
it's
analogy.
sharpened. And that process hurts. That
Yep. We've
process
used that
hurts.
analogy.
But because we love you,
Yeah.
huh?
I said we
Yeah,
used
because
that
we love
analogy
you,
many
it's
times with the swords.
And it's true, because we love
Yeah.
you is that we're speaking the truth to you. So you may want to say it's hate when in reality it's love. And we do what we do because not only do we love you, but we love your kids. We love the future generation. And we don't want to see the total destruction of this society, of our nation. 250 years and we're destroying ourselves. We are actually
Yeah.
being destroyed from the inside, like Rome. Okay.
Yep.
Rome destroyed itself, and it's like the history is repeating itself. We're only 250 years old. That's not a lot, guys. That's not a lot. And what's happening in our schools has to stop, because they are indoctrinating your kids.
Yep.
They are hurting your kids emotionally. I
Yep.
mean, look at the what happened with Charlie Kirk, the shooter. Okay. His parents were conservative parents, and they say that he got radicalized when he went to college. And I believe that because all our colleges is radicalization centers.
Yep.
So before you open your mouth and say that we don't have love, no, we have love. And this is why we're here and we do what we do.
Yep. Yes, it's absolutely, as we've said many times, it's about love. It's not about hate. Pastor Gavin and I have said that one time. We've also used the sword analogy. That's part of it. And that's also why sometimes bad things happen, because you're not yet the soldier you need to be. You're not yet the soldier God needs you to be. That's why you face adversity. He's sharpening you. He's grinding down that edge so that you can become a fine blade for him to wield. Because it's all for God, it's all for Christ. And while I've said before that I want to be able to sustain myself from this podcast, I would like everybody to know that, of course, all glory to God first. And that's what in my prayers, I pray to God that this becomes a vessel so that for the truth, but also that I can sustain myself one day. It's all part of the same prayer. It's all about reaching people and helping to spread the truth, especially with what happened to Charlie Kirk now more than ever. And as I said, our prayers are with Charlie Kirk. And we will be back next month. This was the last one of this month, right? There's no other meetings this month, right?
To my understanding, this is the last one for this month.
Yeah. So I'm going to take a guess here and say that the meetings for next month are either going to be on the 9th and the 16th or the 16th and the 23rd. So make sure you look for that. We'll post that up on our social media and stuff on which dates it is. And if you live in the West Shore School District, come out, because you never know. You could just see the Boiling Point podcast there in person as well. You don't actually know when or where we could show up, but we are going to be starting to show up more places, especially in our year 6. So look for me to be out at some of these places where we're doing episodes or when we're covering stuff, and look for either Mariana or Ms. Pa to be in the studio while I'm on location. So we will, of course, work that all out. But thanks to Mariana for joining me. Make sure you check her out, her show out on the Watchdog Report. I'm having a lag again, so sorry about that. We were having lags with StreamYard recently, so we're trying to figure that out. But check out the Watchdog Report. And of course, Simply Speaking with Christy and Mariana. I'm sure we're going to have some more of those coming up in the coming weeks and months throughout the fall. And again, next month we'll be back for more of this. But we also have we'll have some episodes coming up before the school board meetings next month. Again, Northerns is on Tuesday, and I have another episode or two before the next West Shore School District. So look for us to be resuming some regular shooting and regular episodes. And until next time, I will finish this show with my new send off. This is not the end, only the beginning.
Good night.